Shalom and good day all. This is Tehillim29 back again for graphic novels I have recently read through. Of course, you will see on the title of the video as to when these graphic novels were read through. So April to August. And as you can see here, I've actually got quite a bit. Not a lot. Not a lot. Oh, hold on. Have I hidden one there by accident? Seems the Science Ninja team were actually hiding behind one of the graphic novels there. So as you can see here, these are the titles that I've been reading through. So first things first, we have Gatchaman, we have Ninjak by Matt Kindt, and this is around Ninjak's origins. And the Matt Kindt one is definitely worth the pick up. I do actually have a hardcover Ninjak, which I need to get around to reading, but it's based around a lot of the early stuff before Matt Kindt came in to cover Ninjak. Next, we have the Batman and Robin, Volume 3, Growing Pains, which links to Joshua Williamson. Redcoat, Multiverses, Warner Brothers, DC Multiverses Collision Detected, which was actually quite a fun story to read through. We also have some Jeremy Adams Flash Gordon, and I'm looking forward to reading like the next volumes in relation to this series. Something Dan Didio is actually putting out that's really good, and that is Defenders of the Earth. Never thought I would enjoy it as much as I have. So in a way, a big thanks to Dan Didio to actually writing something around characters and also respecting their character origins. I think with that alone, would it be nice to see you return to DC? If only there wasn't a quarrel between, or a squabble between you and Mark Waid. Maybe things could be different. Next, we have Brian Michael Bendis, Hellspawn. If it's one thing I sort of like about how this Hellspawn story is actually done, it's how some of the pages and the lettering are done alongside with the art. Not all of it, just some parts of it. And it's something that I'd sort of like to see return. Not just to the Spawn series, but maybe even show up in other comic series. This was so worth the purchase and worth the buy. The Milestone Compendium 4. And last but not least, Into the Era of the Phantom. So I picked up some of these from my LCS. And I'm going to have to see if I can try to get a hold of any of the other additional trades connected to the Phantom. So next is the area of the ratings of each of these graphic novels. So for Gatchaman, really enjoyed the person who's working on a series, and it's nice to actually enjoy something that might be a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Something I don't normally cover and not normally used to. And in that, yes, the story is a bit of a breath of fresh air. I do understand it's also connected to an animated series of sorts, to which I'm going to have to find some time to cover, or at least watch in my own time to give my thoughts and opinions on, to maybe talk about later. For the rating for the first volume, I give an 8 out of 10. The Ninjak Origins, for that, I give an 8.5 out of 10. And not only that, I do actually enjoy a lot of Matt Kindt's storytelling. Next is the Batman and Robin by Joshua Williamson. I give a 6.5 out of 10 because Joshua Williamson writes Damian Wayne more like Tim Drake than Damian Wayne. Not only that, also some of the art around it, the character is also terrible too. That's not to say that he's had some good artists around the character. Next is Redcoat, another series worth the pick up. and Jeff Johns is working on the series, and this story is 100 times better than Cyberfrog. That's right, you heard me right. To which I give it an 8.5 out of 10. Next is Multiverses. As fun as it is, an 8 out of 10. And not only that, also how the multiverse works within this particular universe. Flash Gordon by Jeremy Adams. Really enjoyed reading this. Liked the art, liked the story. If I were to add maybe one criticism, it had to do with how the Flash sort of like returned to life at the beginning. That's probably my only one criticism. As in relation to the rest of the story, I did actually quite like it and where it went. For that, I give it a 7.5 out of 10. The Dan Didio Defenders of the Earth, I give a 7.5 out of 10. Bit of an oldie, but still a goodie. Brian Michael Bendis' Hellspawn, a 7.5 out of 10. The Milestone Universe Compendium, an 8 out of 10. And for something that is also connected to some reviews that go up on my channel, and that is the Phantom Volumes 1 to 3. By the time I cover my next graphic novels I've recently read through, I should have a couple more of these show up. So for volumes 1, 2, and 3 altogether, I give it an 8.5 out of 10. Until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.